bucks. I was like, dang.
And we are live, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm already having technical difficulties.
You already, yeah. It was at the thing.
It
was at the arena last night.
So I want y'all to groove a little bit to a little bit Brian McKnight for right now.
Okay.
You know why? Do y'all know why? Because she used to be my girl.
What happened?
She used to be my girl. She might be yours now, Mike, but she used to be my girl. You feeling like a lucky guy. I was the same way. Because she was hard to come by.
All right.
Hey, Mike, go ahead, Playboy, do your thing. Don't be mad if she calls my name. You walking around sporting her, holding her hand, doing it big like you the man. But she was my girl.
Oh, wow.
She used to be my girl. Hey.
Well, I've seen that before.
When she was my girl. Everybody got their drinks?
Oh, you know it.
I don't. I got water.
I got my water. All right. So this is what we're going to do.
You got your beer always.
We're going to bring this on down and we're going to get this show started. Yes. I want to welcome y'all to the Doctor of Love every Friday night at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So, again, this week, we have our Hall of Famer in the house. Come on, Coach. Coach Weaver's in the house. We'll bring you on later, but we must talk about ball game. Ball game. I don't know if you heard about that hat club, but bruh, you look like you should be in the hat club, bruh. That hat is doing it, bruh. For real.
You know what? I got a little bit of gray cracking on my little gold tee too.
I don't know if y'all got gray in my knuckles going, bruh. Come on, man. You know you're getting old when you got it. Okay, we got Miss Toy, the fly financial female in the house. Man, come on, Toy. I see you doing it. We got Tasha.
Hi, how are you?
Scientist. Hold up. She just graduated. I hope y'all saw her marching across the stage and doing all that kind of stuff. So we're going to let you introduce yourself first. We know who you are. But let us know what did you just go through? You just got your, is it master's, PhD?
No, I actually just changed careers. I was a professor in cosmetology. And, due to COVID, classes got canceled. But I was already working on my degree in sociology. So now I'm actually studying my master's in sociology. I just completed bachelor's as a social scientist. I totally switched careers. You know how that goes when you're kind of older, switching careers. So it's some work, but I did it with honors. So I'm here and I'm ready to talk about some political issues later on. But tonight, ready to talk about this Doctor of Love stuff.
We gonna get you. Let's go down to the Lady Toy.
Hello, everyone. Good to be here again. This is Miss Toy, and I'm in finances and helping people with insurance and educating them on literacy, financial literacy. We don't learn it in school. We didn't need to learn it in school. So I love sharing with others. I love being on here. This is my joy to relax and have good conversations here. So thank you all for allowing me to be here again. And I will pass the mic.
Okay, let's go up with ball game.
Well, hey, what is there to say? My name is the ball game.
That's a smooth operator right there.
Yes.
I don't know. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration with an emphasis on management. I have a master's degree from Liberty University in communication and human services. Graduated from Lincoln High School here in San Diego, played some baseball, played some football. Now I'm a social activist. I'm a gang interventionist specialist. And I'm also your ghetto roaming reporter. You dig? So, I just play a role. My thing is I'm all about the community, man. I'm all about my people, and so that's when I'm extremely pissed off about what happened in Buffalo. So I just got to throw that out there.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell me about it.
Coach.
Woo,
Coach. Come on, Coach. Hall of Famer. You're on mute right now. You're on mute.
Take it off mute. Take it off mute. Yeah, we got. There you
What's
go.
going on? Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. How have y'all, everybody, man? First of all, I want to say it's good to be back. I miss all of you, Doc, Ball Game, Miss Toshua. Toshua. This is my first time kind of being in the room with you, and then of course, Miss Toy. It's always a pleasure. I'm excited. I just look forward to coaching people, man. No matter if it's on life or in the game, So I'm excited about the opportunity, man. I can't wait for this conversation, man. I'm really excited about it.
Yes,
That's what's up. That's what's up. And hey, I am Stephen Pierce, the Doctor of Love. I went to the University of Illinois. I graduated, got a political science degree, a BA from Illinois, and I also played in NFL with the Cleveland Browns. So this Hall of Famer right here is one of my heroes. I used to watch him play. Oh my goodness. Philadelphia Eagles in the house. So we're going to get this together. We're going to get this. What's our topic tonight?
Tonight, the topic is, how does a man know when he's found his wife? And how long should his woman wait for him to know that she's the one?
See, this is what I love about her. She ready. She ready to go.
Yes.
That's why she graduated with honors.
Exactly. And before I'm gonna have you read that again. But before we really get started into these questions, I want them to know where we can find you guys. You guys have restaurants too, right?
That was my husband and his family. You can find me at Brows by Tosh. I just opened up a brow bar, which is I'm doing ombre powder brows, permanent makeup for the brows. That way, when a woman goes out, she don't have to go on vacation taking that eyebrow pencil. She's already done up.
Hey, so what do you guys do about hair on the back? You get rid of hair on the back?
No, but I'll refer you to another esthetician.
Not me. This is about.
Oh, not you. You're not the hairy back.
This is about Coach. I was just trying to get him some something in there.
You know what? Let me say something real quick. I knew a girl that broke up with a guy because he had hair on his back.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
So how long did you go out with him?
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
She set herself up for that one.
I did, but it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But it just reminded me of that when you said that.
Okay, let's go one more time on that topic. Let's start with the first part first.
How does a man know when he's found his wife? And then the second part of that question is, and how long should his woman wait for him to know that she's the one?
Coach Weave, stab at that.
It's a lot to unpack with that.
Yeah. That is a lot.
Coach.
That's a whole lot to unpack. I mean, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I could go spiritual with it, but if we were to really kind of dive into it, I would say the first thing is, kind of what we mentioned in the first show. I don't think any man can recognize that a woman is for him if he don't know who he is. That's the first thing. And, if a man doesn't understand how to love himself, if he doesn't understand how to take care of the things that he needs to take care of in terms of loving himself and being a part of who he is and knowing who he is, it's going to be hard for him to recognize who the one is. He'll make his decisions based off of looks. He'll make his decisions based off of, maybe television or things that Peak Planet. But how does he know the one? Golly, if I had to go based on my story, man, you could, look at how she takes care of herself. How does she love on other people? Is she genuine? Is she really genuine about you? Is she interested in you instead of what's in your pocket or what's behind you? These are, I think, subtle signs that sometimes we miss because we're in that infatuation stage, and we sometimes don't realize those things until we're up the road. So if I had to look at just a few parameters to throw out there, I would have to say it would start with those things. Who she is. What kind of woman is she? Is she a caring woman? Does she know how to love? What kind of family did she come under? What kind of values do she have? These are the things that I would look at just to start off the conversation.
All right.
I didn't hear any of that.
Okay, I thought it was just me. It was low. I heard it, but
I heard it all.
No, I couldn't hear through my headphone. It's on now.
Okay. So. Okay.
But
No, those what
Yeah.
I was saying, Steve, was basically just the values, how she is, who she is as a woman, her character. These are the things that you know that you want to be with this woman, because these are the things that outlast the looks. They outlast, this is the commitment. This is what you're committed to. So I think those are very important things that people need to really take a look at instead of always the external appearance. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being beautiful, nothing wrong with being handsome and sexy. But I think when you talk about value and longevity, those things fade. Those things fade. Your commitment to who she is and the character, the type of woman she is way more important than looks or money or any other thing, because those things you can always attain, versus who you are.
Yeah.
Right. So it sounds like you believe in love at first sight. Do you believe in?
I don't know about all that one, Steve. I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that.
I'm just saying.
You know what? Can it happen? I think there are people who, when you see that woman and you watch how she interacts and you see how she carry herself, some men just know. Now as far as how long does it? Now is the question: how long does she have to wait before she knows, or is it how long does she have to wait before he tells her that he knows?
The second part of the question was, how long should his woman wait before he pretty much acknowledges that she's the one?
I don't think there's a time limit on it. I think
I don't think so either.
When you truly love somebody,
I
truly
disagree.
love that person, I don't think it's a time limit. Now, in terms of marriage and when you going to make that commitment, I don't believe the woman should wait 10 years. I don't believe in all that.
I disagree.
But as far as her, waiting for him to know, once that man knows, any man, I believe, who knows.
I'm interested.
I want to say something too with Coach Weaver, the way you said all the things you need to know about a woman. How long does it take you to learn all those things? Because that's going to take communication, right?
Absolutely. No, it does. And like I said, it starts with the man knowing who he is. What kind of communicator is he? Is he a person that like to stay to himself? Is he open? Is he willing to share? Because really, a lot of the communication is about vulnerability. Vulnerability is about trust.
Right.
So how quickly you guys choose to open yourselves up to each other and have those conversations
be truthful
and be honest. Like,
yes.
Play the games. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with each other about where you stand, what you're actually about. I think Ball Game said it's something the first show I was on. He's just straightforward about everything that he does. I think that is really good because it allows that person to make an educated decision on if they want to move forward or if they want to back off. And I think both couples should have that opportunity. So, I think that's how it starts, Toy.
Truth.
I want to hear the rebuttal though. Go ahead, finish it up, Toy.
Tasha, she said she disagrees. So
what I was saying about I disagree about the time frame, because I think that a lot of men use that ideology that, there's no time, but sometimes some men be wasting women's time, and at some point you got to draw the line in the sand and say, is she the one or she's not? And if she's not, that's okay too, but don't waste her time. If she, if she's if she is being, presenting herself as the one. For instance, and when I'll give you an example, I've seen people that's been dating. Oh yeah, we've been dating for 10 years. 10 years. You don't have a ring yet. He ain't asked you to get married to him.
Wait, hold on. Now it's about to get interesting.
Don't waste my time. Don't waste my time, because it might be somebody else out there that is looking for me, a wife in me, and you holding me up. I'm not going to be your girlfriend.
But what if you're out there? You can also put that also on the woman in terms of, I think a woman knows. You know what I'm saying? On her side of things, like she know if a man into you and you know who you are as a woman, like you know what, baby, this ain't gonna work out. I ain't gonna waste no.
Right, I gotta go.
I gotta go. And so I wasn't even thinking about the question from that point of view.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about internally as a man, like when we know.
Exactly.
We gonna tell her, like, it's not like, hey man, I know, but I'm gonna wait 10 years. Like, nah. If a guy,
but a man, I think a man shows his love. A man shows his commitment by being there with you. just because he doesn't ask you to marry him when you think he should.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? You gonna have to make a decision on what you gonna do thereafter. Because if it's me, if I'm with you, Toshua, you're married, but I'm putting us to, if
Okay.
you and I are together 7, 8, 9 years, and we kicking, we having a good time, ain't nothing broke, and then you hit me with the, well, when we gonna get married, and I tell you, well, we not.
Then that's when, you know, that's
Then
when
that's when that's when, whether I love you or not, I can be in love with, I can love everything about you, which for the most part, if I'm with you for 7 or 8 years, that's the case.
Let me ask
you know what? There are people out there.
Why would it take a man 7 or 8 years to even acknowledge marriage?
You know, and this was, I still got to speak from my perspective.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? Because like you all should know by now, I'm a different type of dude. I'm special.
Oh, yes, you are. You are special.
You know, I'm just,
so
you know.
Up front, do you tell a woman, I'm not into getting married? So
I've already,
than later.
that's, and thank you, Toy, for asking me that question, because you know, all my brothers and my 3 sisters have been married except for me, and I'm just, marriage is just not my thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And here it is. I'm 54 years old. You know what I'm saying? About to be 55, and I've never thought about being married, but I've never, but I have been in monogamous relationships where this is still my woman. But you know, and then, and the sister and my kid's mother, you dig what I'm saying? She ain't never asked me to marry her.
Have you ever been in love?
Hold on, wait.
Here we go.
Yeah, well, let me say, hold on. I said that wrong. She and I talked about it, and it ain't never really been an issue about us getting married. Me, myself, I'm not marrying nobody.
Okay.
I'm just not going to do it.
I think, let me chime in. I think that's an honest discussion. When you say that up front, in the event that a woman has her mindset on, you know what, one day I'm going to be married, and you're dating somebody and he says, I don't ever see myself getting married, I think that's when it's time to draw the line in the sand. You're nice, I dig you,
that's what
but we don't have the same ideas. And it doesn't mean we get married today, but if you don't see yourself getting married and I see myself getting married, I'm not about to stick around and play myself because you don't see yourself getting married. And I think that's what causes a lot of disappointment, because a lot of people will assume that, you know, well maybe, you know, he's going to do it. Well, no, you said you're not the marrying type, then I think that women should either.
No, I didn't say I'm not the marrying type. I'm definitely the marrying type. I'm a yeah. Well, I'm just saying, the sister who catches me, who asks, I mean, she catches a jewel, because I'm committed, whether I'm married or not. I'm still committed to that sister who I'm with. That piece of
right.
Yeah, that's a piece of me. You know, my actions is going to show my commitment to this particular relationship. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm thinking one of the problems is, and Toy said it earlier, there has to be some type of effective communication when it comes to, okay, at least within 2 to 3 years of the relationship, what does each party want?
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And when you start to have those particular discussions, then if I'm not trying to get married and you are, then we got a 2 or 3 year window where we might be in love with each other, but now we got to figure some things out. We don't have to drag it into 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 years.
Okay, what if somebody's in love? You know, you just love this person with all your heart, but then every time you look up, they stick a dagger in it. They start like sabotaging it. You know, they want to start a fight every so often. What do you do then? What's
the context behind it though? Like
let's just say,
are they really just trying to sabotage, or is it because I hurt them? You know,
are they mental users? I mean, what?
No, it's like, I know I talk to people every once in a while, and some people, when they talk to me, I'm like, you're sabotaging yourself. You know, you're telling me about your guy, but you're starting a fight. you're automatically starting to fight with this guy or the girl. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, because if you're in a relationship, you want somebody you're gonna trust. You don't want somebody that's gonna be jealous of me talking to Tasha or somebody like that. You got to respect who my friends. You got to trust that I'm gonna do right. But there's some people out there that sabotages things. I got a real good friend, and I always try to talk to her, and she everything she said, I'm like, you know what you just said, you know what you just did. This man is not gonna marry you because everything you do, you're sabotaging. This man loves you, but
some people don't want to get married, Doc.
Some people don't want, or they're scared, or
something. People don't want to get married, or you know what I mean. And what they do is they go out their way to sabotage a relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're not mentally ready or maturely ready. You understand what I'm saying? To take on the commitment of marriage. I think that's some people's problems. Yeah. You know what I mean? Me myself, I just don't want to get married. It ain't got nothing to do with. It has nothing to do with, for me, I just don't think a piece of paper defines the love that I would have for the woman that I'm with. I will say this, though, just out of respect, I will say this. It's something that I will consider. If I love my woman, if I love the fly Mrs. Toy, and she wants to get married, and we've been together 4 years, and I do love her, I'm in love with her, it's something that I'm going to have to take into consideration, yes. If it comes to a particular point to where I might lose her, I might lose her because I'm going to stand by my convictions. Well, it's very unfortunate, but that's just with me.
Right. But there's a lot. Why does it?
Let's go with Coach. Let's go with Coach.
Why does it have to be viewed as a piece of paper versus me making the exclusivity of my love between her? And it's not just about me and her, but it's about the generations of young men and young women that we have together to show them what unity looks like. Because I hear a lot of people talk about the paper. Okay, let's say we exclude the paper and we married. All right, let's say now, the flip side of that is, because this is what I've run into with certain people. If you don't have that paper and they do something outside of the marriage, now it's like, well, we never got married because we ain't got no paper.
Right.
So it's one of those things where I tell people, don't view it as the paper.
Right.
So viewing it as my commitment beyond my commitment to let you know that I'm not only yours,
right,
but I'm forsaking everybody else. So that commitment to you is not based on the paper, but it's based on my commitment to you, because I've watched that happen where they say, no, we don't need no paper, but then the dude will go cheat or the girl will go cheat. And the first thing that they'll say, well, we ain't got no marriage paper.
I have a question with that. If it goes beyond the cheating, say like you need power of attorney because maybe somebody's health went bad.
Yeah.
And who's gonna make the decisions? That's right. And when that person that's with you loves you, talks to you every day, knows what you want, and maybe your mom and brother and sister, they don't necessarily know your needs and wants. So it can go beyond just thinking they're going to take half your money or cheat or whatever, because there's paperwork for that too if you want to protect your money. So what about those situations?
That's a great point.
That's a great point, Tori.
I always say that women marry men that they want and men marry women that they need. Let me repeat that.
I hear you.
No.
I hear you. That makes sense.
Let me explain it to you. Because ball game. Let me just repeat it, and then I'm gonna elaborate. Women marry the men that they want. Men marry women that they need. And the reason I say this, because a woman would have married any of. Well, I can't say all women, but I would say about 99% of women would have married any boyfriend that had asked her. Any one of their boyfriends that asked her at any point in through their life, if their first real boyfriend would have asked them to marry him, woman would have said yes.
Exactly.
Any other two,
I got you.
Would have said yes, because women will marry who they want, but men, they're not going to ask the first girl that they dated to be my wife, because there's something that they're looking for. And I'm not talking about a need like financial or something needy. I mean, there's something within the woman that he desires to be his wife. There's something in her that she possesses that the other women did not. And that's something that he would connect to as a need. But women will marry men
I
that
understand. So you're saying we
I
look for a life partner.
I see where you're getting at.
Yeah. So you're saying we're looking for a life partner.
You're looking for, I don't know what it is that you're looking for, but it's like they know it, and the woman, when she possesses it for him, he knows she got what I need. But
I hear
women,
you. I understand that. I got you.
if it's the first boyfriend that asked her, we'll be happy. Oh yeah, he asked me to marry him, and we'll do it.
I like that.
Women marry men that they want.
But can you attest to the fact that because women act off that emotional impulse, that they also at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when they do that, they somewhere down the line they might realize that they done made a mistake.
You know what
I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So and I always like to refer to me because I can't speak for Weave and I can't speak for the doctor because, like I said, you guys already know it's a different mode when Ja made me. So my thing is this. You know, so
we all bow down to you, my brother.
It ain't even about bowing down. See, I'm just gonna be myself, my brother. I'm not sugarcoating nothing.
I hear you.
I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. Everybody know how everybody in San Diego, LA, Atlanta, Houston, where I frequent all the time, people know how and they know my get down. My thing is just to Miss Toshua. Is this is the thing. My thing is this. When I was younger, I think that, well, let me say this first. I love women. So I think one of the reasons why I never really wanted to get married as well is because I didn't want to be that dirtbag to cheat on my wife.
Okay, I can respect that.
Cheat on your girlfriend?
What you say? Well, but a girlfriend is expendable. So,
Okay,
but a wife, no, hold on. A girlfriend is expendable, but a wife is not. The thing is,
a wife ball game. How would you put her in that category without the?
Well. What happens with me, Toy, is the time.
Give me this.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, yeah, the time, because I've been in relationships, you know, that had, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10 years on them, and I end up loving the woman, and I'm 54 years old. I've only had 3 relationships my whole life, and I love all 3 of them sisters to this day. If it was up to me, shit, I have all 3 of them in the same house if they would agree to it.
You know what?
You dig what I'm saying?
In the same bed at the same time.
Yeah, if I can come home to all 3 of them, I
wives. Hell no.
A couple of concubines. So the thing
they ain't going for it, baby. They
is, Steve. Yes, they are. They just saying that right. They just saying that right now. Yes, they are. But the thing is, but my thing is, I don't want to be. I just don't want to be a dirtbag, because one thing that I still do believe that you don't want to play with people's emotions.
Yeah.
And you don't, and you said it earlier, Toshua, is that I do understand that there's a time frame there for some women, you know, and maybe for some men, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to waste people's times. Yeah. So for myself, I'm just always honest up front.
And that's respectable.
No, yeah, we got Jay in the comments. He said love is a secondhand emotion. Quote from
let's go over to some of them comments. Okay, let's start with Les. Hey, Leslie, what's up? Yeah, I am your man, girl. Hey, Leslie was my fifth or sixth grade girlfriend back in the days. Actually, Georgette is her sister. Georgette was on last week. So I say, what's up, Izzy? Tina Marie, I see you. Cheryl, what up, Cheryl? Mike Allen, Rita. Mike Allen, Rita. Donna King, I see you, lady. I see you. So let's keep moving. And I want to ask you a question, Tasha.
Yeah, Toshua, just like Josh.
Toshua. Okay, we're going to get it right, because
it's probably Tosh.
I'm calling you Tosh. Okay, Tosh. Check this out. I need to know what you was drinking, because you just turned the camera all the way around and it looked like you was pouring some vodka in a glass.
What I actually was doing.
What you drinking? No.
That's what I was doing. I was snatching them eyelashes off because they was bumping into my glasses. I had to get rid of them things.
For real?
But I'm drinking this.
What
is that?
This 1800 black cherry margarita.
Is that already mixed and ready to go?
Pre-mixed, yeah.
Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And Coach, what you drinking, bro? You trying to hide yours? Preacher, you trying to hide yours, huh?
Nah. You know, I got a little lemon with some water. Trying to work on
my communion.
You trying to get that voice.
Tasha, you said it was communion.
Communion Sunday. Don't
Bless
Yes.
Look, I wanted to address something. Because this is what people always say about marriage, that piece of paper thing. I think that a lot of men are afraid of commitment. They won't say that they're afraid, but they just something about committing to marriage. But if somebody was to tell them you can have this house and the deed on it, they'd be signing their name to that contract for that house. You know? And you're the
but hold on. Your point?
My point is a lot of men are afraid to commit to marriage. And then they say, oh, it's just a piece of paper. We can date. But if somebody told you can live in this house, but I'm not going to give you the deed, but it's yours. You own the house. It's just a piece of paper. You don't need the deed. You wouldn't go for that. Right.
I think a lot. I don't think that men are afraid of commitment. I just think a lot of men, and I have to be brutally honest. Sometimes we just want our cake and eat it too.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say those are the top two. Is that they're afraid?
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we just want our cake and eat it too. And unfortunately, sometimes that can be at the expense of a woman's emotions. And it's not fair all the time. I'm not gonna say it is. You know what I mean? But I ask myself, how come that lion in Tanzania can have a whole pride of females, but I can't?
Because he's at his Tanzania. He's alive.
But can I ask
you up the chain?
You're an animal with the
conscience. You guys know when your wife was the right one, Doctor of Love?
How'd I know mine was the right one?
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you a story. I think I stole the story when I first began. I always said I ain't never get married. Always said I ain't never ever get married.
Yeah, we used to say that at least. Yeah, Steve, that was a thing in the court, in the court, right there.
Man bond, huh?
Right at the Lincoln High School. Before they tore down my school and built that university, we had a court. We had a courthouse in between the buildings, the 300s and over in,
right.
And we would sit out there in the cafeteria was right here. A lot of the homeboys would sit at lunch, and we would say this, well, Steve, what the doc is saying, we would say, we ain't never getting married. We're gonna play this game for life.
Well, let me finish my story though. Let me finish my story though.
What made you know this woman was the right woman?
So I always said never getting married because see, I had a brother who played in the NFL 14 years before me, and he went through hell, went through this divorce, and like they had the FBI and SWAT ready to shoot him. And I'm like, I ain't never getting into that. So, I kind of stayed away. But I had graduated from Illinois. I went to play for Cleveland. And then I came back. One of my boys, Mike Bellamy, played for, I forgot who he played for. So he has a softball game at his
Mike Bellamy played for Chicago.
He has a softball game at his picnic every year, and I happened to go be in a wedding, and we was playing a softball game, and I knew my wife, I knew of her, and the moment I saw her, I said, "Give me your number, we're gonna get married."
Oh wow!
Just hold up. When I saw her, I said, "Give me your number." When I saw her again, I said, "Give me your number." We never dated, we never had sex. We never kissed. I said, "Give me your number. We're going to get married." And she kept laughing. She was laughing. I go out in the field and she come, we pass each other. I said, "I'm serious. Give me your number. We're going to get you married." And then she was looking at her friends, her girls, because I knew her girls too. And I said, "Rosa, Monica, tell her I don't lie. I said, when I say something, it's bond. My word is bond. And they said, Steve is truthful. Y'all gonna get married. And that's how it went. I just told her we gonna get married. And that was it. And she gave me their number.
Steve, what did you see in her that made you make that decision? What did you see?
Her profession. She was professional. You know when being a baller, you see all the women. You know what I'm saying? They passing through. In Illinois, we call them season girls.
Oh,
football season come, they was messing with the football.
Right
basketball, they was messing with basketball.
Okay. Right at the top.
And he was hanging out with them, but I'm talking about her girls, but she never got out like that. And she was always business, always, every time you go in the library, she's there studying, all that. I'm like, okay, I got a smarty on my hand. I got a businesswoman on my hand. I got a woman that is not going to be wanting to go out to the club every night because I'm not a clubber. I'm not a partier. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I say, I saw things in her that, I said, okay, I like that. And that was it. So,
So you seen some compatibility.
Yeah. I saw a future. And that right there, I'm telling you right there, it just clicked right there. I was like, we're going to get married. And I promised you, I always said I ain't never get married. And it just popped in my mind right there.
Wow.
So
that's a cool story. That's a cool. Me myself, I like I said, I'm 54 years old. I've only been in 3 relationships my whole life. And my very first girlfriend, well, I ain't gonna say that because I was 10 and 11 years old creeping with the 13-year-olds, but my very first girlfriend, I was 17 or 18 years old and I was still at Lincoln High School. And I ain't gonna say her name, Steve, because you know her. And and
why I know her? She was my age.
No, I think she was in between you and I. But anyway, when I first saw her in the hallways at Lincoln High School, I didn't say she was going to be my wife, but it was just something. It was just something about the way she carried her books, the way she went to class, the way she was quiet, and the way that she was self-reserved, and the way that she carried herself through the hallways of Lincoln High School. She was a loner. Gorgeous as all outdoors. I'm like, that's what I'm talking to right there. And me and the sister ended up becoming friends subsequently a little after high school. We got a little bit more serious and all that. And then, I was into other things that she wasn't into. And she ended up breaking her brother's heart. She was like, "Look, I got you, nigga. You crazy. I'm off to doing something else, and you over here doing this. You know what I mean?"
I can't see that ever happening.
No, come on, man. The ball.
That's what tarnished you, huh? You got
no. What she did was she taught me a lesson. You understand what I'm saying? She taught me a lesson. Sometimes, you can't take people for granted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what the little sister did at that particular time, we friends to this day, you know what I'm saying? And but she, she did. She broke my heart a little bit, and I appreciate her for that because she taught me something as well. You dig what I'm saying? And like I said, what she taught me was you can't take advantage of people, and you can't expect. And back in those days, you know what I mean? Us being football players at Lincoln High School, baseball, we were famous already, Steve.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were already.
Donna King said, "Ball game, you never recovered from your high school heartbreak, poor baby."
Was it Donna? Hey, was it Donna?
Yes.
It wasn't Donna, but I appreciate her empathy. You dig what I'm saying?
Hey, I want to hear from Coach because Coach is not going to be here all the time. We need to hear from Coach. And this is what I'm out for before you answer. Coach, check this out. When I can't make it, man, I'm gonna just tell you because y'all don't know Coach like I know Coach. Hey, Coach, when I can't make it, man, you need to run the show for me, man. You need to run the show for me, Coach. Come on, man.
He's like, let me think about it.
Because y'all don't know Coach is a motivator. I'm telling him he's a speaker. He's our speaker. Well, go ahead.
Man, I don't mind stepping in, man. Listen. I'm gonna be. I've always been honest, and I'm gonna continue to be that way. early in my life, I think I made some very terrible decisions, and those decisions were based on um, my addiction to certain things, and those things cost me. They cost me a lot of time. They cost me a lot of energy, money. And speaking to those people that's out here listening on here that have an issue with marriage, let me tell you something. Stop blaming marriage for why you don't want to be married and look at the people who are in the marriage. A lot of times we want to blame marriage and the piece of paper, but we don't look at the people and what the people were going through. You never know what they were dealing with. You never know what happened to them, what happened to each other. And so I had my family, I come from a history of divorce. I come from a history of get up and leave. I come from a history of, man, I got 11 brothers and sisters. I'm the oldest out of everybody.
Wow.
I love my dad. He probably listening. He passed. He's doing good now and everything. But he was a Rolling Stone, so to speak. I come from that background, that lineage.
My dad was too.
I mean, but you already know what time it is. I mean, I'm pulling up and I'm meeting brothers and sisters that are
Me too.
babies. And then, here it is. I get them all together when I'm in the league. So they don't even know each other, but live literally 15 minutes from each other, So my decisions were poor because for me, I needed to be filled with something that I was missing. And what I did, instead of making the smart decision to not marry and to not waste time, I was searching in women to try to see which one could fulfill my lack of understanding, my sexual desire, because my drive was just through the roof. Like Steve said, you got them seasoned girls. If book 1, 2, 3, let's go, let's rock. All these different things that I was piling up, I was looking for these women to fulfill, and I never did. And
That's
so,
that deep.
and you're right. So for me, it was, it really, it changed really after I divorced the second time for me. And I actually took some time to myself. So anybody out there listening, if you're going through a divorce or you're not getting married or you're waiting to get married, take time to yourself. Find out who you are. Find out what you like, and be honest with yourself. I don't like when you smack. I can't deal with that. That's gonna make me walk away. Well, the doggone it, don't get nobody that smack. Try to find somebody that don't smack. I don't like the fact that you don't brush your teeth. That's a problem.
That's a big problem.
You stink breath. That's a problem. So I mean, there are a lot of things that sometimes you can't find out until you do get married.
Yeah.
And then you have to learn to adjust, and that's a part of the growing process. But I really believe that for me, I looked at my wife, and she was a caring woman who, was really about me. Not about my money, not about what I did, not about how much I had. She really taught me more. And I'll be honest with you, because of my past decisions, I could not even trust her in the moment to see it fully, what she was doing. It took my mama, it took my sisters to go. Them first 2 that you got, boy, you was an idiot. I don't know what you was smoking. We tried to tell you, but you didn't want to listen. And here it is. You got somebody now who understands you, but you know, so it was a growing process. So for me, it was my wife. She actually loved me, man. Like, she actually loved me, not what I did. Like, she made me feel like, hey, Leonard, you're special to me. And that's what I was searching for and didn't realize it. But now that I'm filled up and I understand and I kind of know myself better, that's kind of my story, how I end up, finding the norm
Coach,
because I saw those things.
Hey, Leonard, let me ask you a question. Can I throw you under the bus right now?
Man, you can, brother. It ain't
Because
I know it so much.
I know. I need to throw you
under the bus right now, bro.
So I need to hear about. You guys don't know Leonard's story, man. Come on,
what's
man.
that? Talk to me.
The $1 billion man. Hey, man, tell me a little bit about, man.
Well, look, why does the commas change every time you say?
Well, 16 million is a lot. You know what I'm saying?
You notice that, Toy?
Yeah,
you know the ball game. You notice that, right?
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. But I already know you the man.
I receive it.
But check this out, dude. Because I know the story about you, dude. You were paying in child support $100,000 a month.
It wasn't close. It was close. Yeah, it was 90,000. No, I don't consider that. First of all, Steve, to me, that's public. That ain't no secret. That's let me tell you, for anybody out there, I don't blame the mom for that. I partly blame the court system a little bit because they didn't have to go that number. All right, they tried to kill me, but at the end
They
of the
did
day,
that because you was a black man. That's for damn sure.
well, this is what I believe too. That was a consequence for me for going and stepping out. See,
That was a
the
high
thing,
price to pay.
it's a high price to pay, and I think if you're a man out there and you're not sure you want to marry somebody, or you're not, don't do it. It's not
Mm-hmm.
even worth it. I'm gonna tell you right now, having a woman with having a child with the woman that you don't want to be with, it ain't worth it.
Oh my goodness.
Child support, and I'm not saying the woman's bad. Listen, that's women. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm simply saying is the cost of a relationship and a child is not worth it for all three people to be separated, bitter, hurt, so that
Right.
they can spread that to 3 other people or 6 other
I,
people or
I,
9 other people.
I just love. See, this is one thing that I think that this panel and I think that the people in the chat can take from what we're seeing, especially me, Weave, and the doctor, is that we're willing to expose our vulnerabilities and some of the things that we done been through. But one thing that I did do back in the day, all 3 of my kids is by the same woman. I have 2 daughters and I have a son.
He just got different daddies.
Yeah, no, they don't. They no, Steve. They daddy got hold on. No, I know it was, but no, what I'm saying is no, they daddy has 5 or 6 different personalities.
Ooh, child.
You see what I'm saying?
All 3 of them.
Nah, man, this dude, I got a whole bunch of different personalities. But one thing that I did do.
Who are you today?
I'm sorry.
Who are you today, right now?
Oh, baby girl, you got the ball.
Dolomite.
Game.
He Dolomite.
But you got the ball game back. My older homies back in the days used to call me Pimpin' Mike. I ain't never pimped nothing. They used to call me Money Mike. They used to call me Ice Mike, Spicy Mike. I'm a chef. I love to cook. I have an associate's degree in culinary arts. Everything that I like to do, I put paperwork behind it. One thing about me, I was a very studious brother, and I appreciate that the Lord gave me that particular attribute.
Yeah.
But the thing is, but back to what Weave was saying, is that we're sitting here and we're allowing ourselves to be vulnerable and tell our stories. You dig what I'm saying? And I think and I appreciate Steve for starting the Doctor of Love, because I'm gonna give you the raw. I'm gonna be raw and uncut with me and my opinions and where I come from and what I think about certain situations. But at the same time, when you got a man like when you got a man like the doctor, when you got yourself, Toshua, Miss Toy, you know what I'm saying? When we can be honest, when we can expose our vulnerabilities and tell people who we don't even know what we've been through.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I think right there, that starts the process.
Helping others.
And then what happens is people respect you for it. So then what happens is that enhances your credibility when you're speaking.
Yeah. Can I
go ahead, Toy. Go ahead, Toy.
Thank you. Just real quick on what Coach Weave had mentioned about don't get married if you're not ready. I don't know if women will be happy with what I have to say, but I agree with the fact that it's easy to get married, but very difficult to get out of marriage.
It's a job.
I mean, it is. You can go right down to the courthouse. You can run to the chapel, and you get married in 30 minutes. But to get divorced, it is a huge problem, emotionally, physically, court, all that stuff. So you want to make sure you really are ready.
Right.
I came up with a process years ago. I need y'all to help me figure this out and tell me if I'm wrong or right, or if I'm on the right track. Okay. I put something on the Doctor of Love when I first started. I said, I think marriage should be a contract that you sign for when you first get married. The contract is over in 2 years automatically. You just got to go back to the courthouse to sign up for 2 more years. And after 4 years, it goes to 5 years. And then after 5 years, it goes to 10 years. So it'll start dropping. So divorce doesn't have to be bad. It's just automatically you're done because it's so
You
much
don't have
that
the
you have to
contract.
go through. Yeah,
But I
it's
think,
so much that
but
you have to go
mean, but I think and I get it. I see what you're saying. Just to alleviate how long the process is, but you know why the process is long. You know, there's a
because
lot
the
of
kids,
money.
money.
Not just the kids, but you got jobs, right? You got lawyers that are involved. You know, and a lot of times, and I'm not against lawyers at
But
all.
that's who's making all the money.
But that's generally who's really getting the money. You know,
Yeah.
and so anything that can prolong a case, like my divorce took. I would say almost 5 years, 6 years.
Right.
But you know why it took that? Do you know why it took that long?
I do. I do.
No, you don't. You don't really. The real answer to that is because you didn't come on the Doctor of Love and let the Doctor of Love take you guys through this divorce. You know what I'm saying? I could have quickly, in one day, I would have settled that shit right off the bat. We would have been done, bro. Mediation right here.
Wow.
100% real.
I'm gonna be honest
Yes,
with
we
you.
do.
I tried to mediate it myself. I was like, here, let me do this. Listen, the thing was, I didn't even argue. I didn't want nothing.
Right.
That's the mother of my kids, right?
And that's the difference between women and men.
Well, probably.
Well,
but I'm
women,
gonna tell you.
I'm gonna say women.
Men
Y'all out there to hurt. You are to hurt and break our backs.
Well, you know what? But it depends, though, right? Yeah, bro.
Yes.
If
so
you out
it
there,
don't matter
if you doing dirt, bro, of course it's gonna cost.
Well, you know, I think that, and I'm gonna piggyback off what Leonard said is that, you know, when you out there slinging cucumber, you understand what I'm saying? And
I was ready for it.
Who let that nigga talk? Hey, who let him talk? Turn his mic off.
I was ready for it.
when you have to accept the consequences of your actions.
No, that's real.
You dig what I'm saying? Especially when you don't put a Jimmy on it. You know what I'm saying? I think what saved me was that, you know, I had two older brothers that always told me, to Mike, whenever you are here with these sisters, my two older brothers, not only were they my older brothers, but they were like a father to me, and they would always tell me to strap up. Now, what happened and what happened to me was when I was 19, I caught an STD, and then I started, because I was slinging cucumber. And
you were slinging Vienna sausage.
I was slinging cucumber, Steve. And one of those days coming from school or something, I can be honest, went to take a piss, you know what I'm saying? And old boy was burning up. Man, I'm like, what the F is this? You dig what I'm saying? Then my brother put me up on game. My mama laughed at me. And I had to go get the penicillin, take the shot in the ass, and clear that shit up, But after that, my brother sat me down, my oldest brother, Anthony. He said, Mike, from here on out, strap up. And my brother only had 2 kids as well. He said, and this was back in 88, 87, 88. And my brother taught me how to strap up, and that's what I used to do.
You know what I mean?
It's interesting because some men will give women a seed before they give them a ring. And you think, gosh, a ring costs less than giving your seed. You paying for the rest of your life giving your seed as opposed to giving her a ring.
And I'm gonna tell y'all out there listening, y'all men out there, I'm telling you right now, don't play with child support. Don't even try. Don't play with child support. I'm telling you right now.
Don't play with it.
Keep your records right. Make sure you pay on time. I'm telling you. You go.
They will come get you.
They will come get you.
They take your license. Hey, Coach Weed. I've been there, done that. I've been there, done that.
I'm almost done with that. I'm almost done.
I'm done. Stick a fork.
And you said 90,000 a month. I've seen situations that have been less than 400, and the person is completely upset and infused. They don't want to pay nothing, and it's like that's the part where you're saying get over that, because that is just a process, and especially when the money is going towards the child anyway.
But
it ain't even.
It never goes towards the child, man.
But that's not always the case, Toy.
That ain't the case.
Right. But that's the thing that's what pissed me off in
but
the
when
situation.
the amount. Okay, but when the amount, is not even enough to take care of a child in a month, what would you guys do?
Right. The reality of it is, though, if you really think about it, if we go 18 years and I'm paying $90,000 a month, that's for 2 kids. That's beyond to me in terms of taking care of my baby, because I'm gonna do more than that regardless.
Hey, what's 90 times 18?
Well,
90 times 18.
Yeah, we need to calculate it.
It's no longer there now. It was there for about a good 4 to 5 years. And I kept going back to fight it because what I noticed is that things with my kids wasn't happening the way it should be. And so, it's a lot that goes into it. But I'm gonna write a book and I'm gonna put it in the book because my thing is,
I think you should. I think you should because I think especially a lot of brothers who I got 2 nephews right now that just got multi-million-dollar contracts. And one of the things that, my cousin D Mac and Maylon was in Atlanta today. They were one of the nephews. There was a meeting down there. It was an endorsement deal meeting. But, now I don't know, Steve, between you and Weave back in those days, did the agents sit you guys down and say, okay, A, B, C, D, and E. These are some of the things I think right now. One of the things that we need to start doing with these kids that are coming out of college, that's getting these big contracts, and even with the young brothers. Right now, I have a club where I'm trying to get these young brothers to go into politics. So my thing is, we got to start teaching these brothers how to protect their money.
Yes,
and I'm gonna get with you on that. We have to teach these brothers these young brothers how to keep themselves out of these vulnerable positions to where their money is going to be extorted out of them legally through a system called child support.
We have programs. We have through the NFLPA. I'm the president.
We do.
We have lots of programs. It's maturity. The young men don't want to listen to you. They can sit in class. They sit in your class all day long. You talk all day long. They've never had that kind of money.
To a woman, maybe it's the male and male that they're not, but maybe it's the approach, and so the diversity that you bring into teaching these young men may make a difference. You may bring a woman in that said, look, I'll take your money. You better learn, and give it from a female perspective.
Okay. We have 3 minutes left. I want to not end it, but I want to go with Coach Weave. Coach Weave, what would you tell your 18-year-old self if you can go back?
Good question.
About what?
About anything, about women, about relationships, about, because you getting into relationships and you having to pay all that child support under that. What would you say to yourself?
I would first say to myself, number one, wait before you get married. Know yourself and take your time.
Yeah.
Don't rush into anything. Take your time, man. Learn who you are. Learn to love yourself. Do what you want to do in life until you're ready to bring somebody in the ship. Ask
the same question, Steve, to Toshua.
Yeah, I need Tosh because we're not gonna have her forever. You're gonna come back on the show though, but we're not gonna have you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What would I tell my 18-year-old self? At 18, I was completely off the chain. So I would.
No, not you, Tosh.
Oh,
not
yeah.
you.
Yes, me. I would probably tell myself to obtain a lot of education earlier.
Right.
But you know what? Things happen the way that they're supposed to. So my 18-year-old self, I would probably say just keep doing what I was doing. And that was pateing.
I ain't mad at you. Okay, let's go to Toy. Same question.
I would tell my 18-year-old self, because I was very focused on being independent. My dad left the home early and my mom worked, as an airline stewardess. So she was gone a lot. So I always felt like I needed to be so independent and I couldn't depend on no one else. And I think I needed to let those barriers down and let people in. And I should have done it earlier on, because now I do that. But before I didn't for a long time.
Okay, we are out of time. Let's go around the table and introduce ourselves and let us know where we can find you. I want Tosh, you want to tell about the restaurant too, so we can all come down there. About your husband's restaurant. Because actually, it's the building.
Not restaurant anymore. However, his nephew still does the catering. You can come and see me at Browse by Tosh. I'm in a nice little studio in La Mesa, and you can look me up on Instagram at Browse by Tosh Studio 111.
Fire.
I will be promoting that for you too on my
Thank you.
social media platforms.
Thank you, Toy.
Yeah, for sure.
And I will as well. Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Toy.
I definitely would love to.
Yeah. And you can reach me. Everything is Miss Toy Fly Financial Female. Instagram. I post funny reels. I post motivational reels. I'm in financial literacy, emphasis on insurance. So reach out to me. I give free information and education. And I always say it's Miss Toy with an I, not a Y, because I do not play. I educate. So,
so what does the fly stand for again?
And the fly stands for finally loving you. So putting yourself first.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Loving you.
All right, ball game.
Shit, it ain't no telling where you're gonna be able to find me, you know.
That's Papa right there. Papa was a rolling stone.
But my Instagram page is the ball game. I have two. One is Michael the Ball Game, and then the Ball Game. And you catch me on Michael Singletary, of course, on Facebook. Hit me up, for all your inquiries, for your rebuttals. You catch me on the Doctor of Love every once in a while when Steve's in that StreamYard. So I'll be around. Much respect.
All right. Coach Weave.
Hey, everybody. This is Coach Weaver, motivator, inspired speaker. You can find me on all social media, Twitter, Real Coach Leonard Weaver or Leonard Weaver, Facebook at Leonard Weaver, Instagram at Leonard Weaver, LinkedIn at Leonard Weaver. Hit me up anytime. We're coaching football and life, from recruiting to marriage to finances, whatever it is. My thing is just helping you all through my life experience as well as education. And I didn't say this earlier because everybody was finding out the education, but bachelor's in business administration, master's in sports psychology, bachelor's in marketing, and a master's in leadership, athletic leadership. So, I'm ready. I love to speak, love to talk, and
that man got knowledge.
And you're a preacher. Preacher too.
And that man got knowledge.
One more time. You're a preacher too, right?
I'm a man of God. Love the Lord, man. And that's where my heart
is.
That's my dude. That's why I'm Coach Weaver. When I'm not here, once the show gets starting professionally, you're gonna be my host. If I'm not there, you got to run the show. You know what I'm saying? You got to run the show because this is what you do. So, okay, I want to thank y'all.
Dang, Steve, I'm sitting right here, man. What's happening? Ball Game gonna run the show. We're gonna have Steve like, you gonna run the show? I'm right here, Steve. I'm messing with you.
Ball
game. Dr. Love, we didn't hear where we can contact you.
Contact me? Hey.
Yeah, that's a good one. Where can we contact you, Steve?
Let me tell y'all, I'm like Superman. I'm like Batman. All you got to do
you everywhere.
Shine your light up in the sky, and I will be there. So every Friday night, the Doctor of Love will be here, 7 to 8 p.m. Every Friday night. So I want you guys to hit the like buttons, hit the share button, share this so we can get out there, and we can give y'all answers from a man's perspective.
All
right, we're gonna get excited.
So, follow us.
You guys do not hang up. I'm about to sign off, and thank y'all. Y'all be good.
Peace.
Bye.
Love y'all.